Welcome to the third annual conference on all gender restroom use, sponsored by Coca-Cola. Today, I will be speaking about all gender restrooms and why I think they should be available in every building in America. Transgender kids and adults are harassed and assaulted every single day because they are forced to go to the bathroom of the gender they don't identify with. This is happening every single day, and very few people are attempting to stop it. For example, Koi is a 6-year-old transgender female who was forced by the district to use the male restroom because she was assigned a male at birth. When Koi used the boys' restroom, she was harassed and came home crying nearly every day. You can find more about Koi by watching Growing Up Koi, a Netflix documentary, and you can find it on Netflix. Anyways, I believe that transgender kids who identify as non-binary should feel safe when entering a restroom. And transgenders should also feel safe. That's why I believe that we should have all gender restrooms so that people who don't identify as male or female don't have to use the male or female restroom. When they have to use the restroom they don't conform with, they are often harmed verbally or physically. I think that we can agree that we don't want people to be hurt. Being transgender and also being non-binary are now officially recognized by psychologists as a real thing, so it is very important to make them feel comfortable inside the bathrooms no matter what. Until the year 2013, being transgender was known as a gender identity disorder, or GID, by mental health professionals. Now, GID is called gender dysphoria to reflect the scientific community's new findings that being transgender is just a mental condition, not an illness. Other types of mental illnesses are common in the transgender community, but it is not really due to their internal struggle with gender identity, but because of being an outcast and not being understood by society. All gender restrooms would make people within the transgender community feel more accepted by the world. All gender restrooms would break down gender divisions and make men, women, and non-binary people more equal. Bathrooms are specifically for doing our business, and there is no reason for a public bathroom to be segregated by gender when people of all genders urinate and defecate just fine together in their home toilets. Non-binary people have no restroom of their own except uncommon and often very hard to find single-stalled unisex restrooms. Non-binary people can only be treated fairly and equally by having all gender restrooms. This is the reason why we need all gender restrooms in every building in America. People are against all gender restrooms and transgender people using the restrooms. People who are against all gender restrooms and transgender people using the restrooms that they want sometimes suggest that it is okay for transgender children and adults to be harassed in restrooms because they find people who don't fit their preconceived ideas of gender to be threatening, deviant, or weird. The reason they believe this is because they are not used to transgender people. Some people who are anti-transgender think that because being transgender used to be considered a mental illness, we shouldn't have to make trans people feel comfortable inside bathrooms. They think being transgender should be considered a mental illness still, because if the doctors said it back in the day, they're probably still accurate and true to now. This is rude to people with mental illnesses and simply denying science. People who are against all gender restrooms think that men are biologically inclined to harass women. So if we had all gender restrooms, people would be sexually harassed more easily. This is simply a scare tactic. Restrooms are for doing our business. People can be sexually harassed anywhere they go, and there's no reason why bathrooms would be more dangerous. Thank you for attending the third annual All Gender Restrooms Conference. And yeah, I basically believe that all gender restrooms should be available in every single building in America because it makes people feel more accepted overall. Non-binary people, transgender people, people of all genders. Thank you for your time.